My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is February 2nd, 2025. It is 3:05 a.m. I haven't been online that much, but occasionally when I pop up, I'm seeing things about politics. I'll post some interesting thing, not very interesting, but information tweets to you guys on APTS Sussex. So I have a good amount. I didn't count how many I have. I have some for Invictus, probably the last 4 tweets. Maybe I'll create a separate video for it for our Port of View service, and the rest will be on this channel. Some of them will go very quick, and others will be. I think there's one of them that has a thread, so I don't know how long I might take on this. And while I was responding. I did respond to one, but reading some comments, because I love reading comments, so you know that I see your, it's like a communication back and forth. If I say something wrong, you guys could correct me, and I've learned a couple things from you folks in the UK when I, give my humble opinion about certain things, and then some of you will elaborate a little bit more because you guys are living over there. And I'll say, oh, I learned something from your comment. So, yeah, I like to read the comments. But there's one in particular in this video. Let me see if I could find it. I did it on my phone a while ago. Could it be that one? Yeah, 2 hours ago. Okay, so someone wrote something here saying that, what is it about Meghan that people feel the need to rip her on her choice of clothing? Meghan purchased the clothing, shoes she liked. No one asked our opinion. Meghan never asked for our opinions. Nothing needed to be said about her shoes. Let us try to live out the following before we speak. Let us ask ourselves this question. T, was it T, is it true? Okay. H, is it helpful? I, is it inspiring? N, is it nice? K, is it kind? We don't have to give a response all the time. Go well. Okay. I remember what I said in this video when I believe one of the squad posted a tweet about, could it be the shoes? Sneakers that she wore, right? We have to be, you don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with Meghan. I share the thing because, like I said, some of you are not on Twitter, and I share it with you guys. Things that I see interesting. So I don't have a script of what I'm going to say when I see certain things. And this is why many times I like to leave a video when I'm recording so you could get my initial reaction. So in that particular video, I believe there was a sneakers. On the side of the sneakers, it's a bit open. And I was looking at it. Okay, I was like, I don't really like that sneakers because I like when I'm wearing sneakers for my feet to be like really cushioned and closed. So if I want to wear a sandal, I'll wear a sandal or something like that. Not exact word, but something like that. You mean to tell me if this person is making reference to that statement, I'm sharing with you. You might like it, right? And I'm giving you my opinion that this is not my preference. So if this is what this person is making reference to, I'm sorry. I have the right to say whatever I want. Meghan did not ask me for her opinion. But as I'm sharing this with you and I'm explaining, otherwise, why the hell will I create the video if I have nothing to say? You understand what I mean? Not everything Megan's wear, you know, it's something for everybody. People have a option to like or dislike. Did I bash the sneakers? Did I say, oh, this is ugly, this is that? No, I was like, I remember looking at it in a way. I was like, I don't really like it. I don't think this is for me. And I explained to you what my preference is when I wear certain things. Again, you don't have to agree with me. And I understand Megan did not ask for my opinion. But a squatty, you know, randomly put the tweet out. If I could find it, let me see. Let me pause and look on my file. Okay, so this was the shoes that I was making reference to. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Okay? Okay, the squad didn't even put any, let her comment open. And I was looking at it. For some of you, if you like it, guess what? You could go search for it and go buy it yourself. But as I was looking at it, this is the part that throws me off. The side. Megan didn't make the shoes. She bought it. That's because she likes it. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, the side over here, I don't really like it. If it was a sandal, you know, I like, because it looks more like a sneakers. And I was like, if it's a sneakers, I will want to wear something that includes my feet. So, but anyway, it's not a big deal. Everybody have a right to say something. But you have to understand, we do not have to like everything that Megan's wear. I'm sharing with you because maybe one of you might see it and like it. And then I was telling my side. It looks good on her feet, by the way. But I'm saying, if I go to the store, will I buy that? I don't think so. I have the right to say that as well. Oh my goodness. All right, so that was that. And this is my response to it, to make sure this is what she's making reference to. Are you making reference to the sneakers that she wore? All right, so I give you my full response on that, and if you have a problem with it, that's too bad. But anyway, this is the background of this channel. 4,114 subscribers, new subscribers. Welcome. Estimate revenue, $105.32. You could skip whenever I do all of this. Views in the last 48 hours, 919 views. Next week, unfortunately, you guys may not see that many videos from me because I have jury duties. So I don't know how I will feel once I come in the night and if I have the energy. But I have to be in court. So let's go to Twitter. So that's the sneakers I spoke about. Let me close file from yesterday. And we're going to start with this. This is a bit politics, but I don't plan on staying too long. 2 videos about little politics. There's no comment, and I was listening to this young lady. I don't think this is a squatty. It has to do with the plane that crashed, the second plane that crashed, 2 days or yesterday? No, not yesterday, the day before. So she's making reference to it. So it's almost a minute. Let's listen. Screenshot, okay?
I have to make this video while I'm getting ready for my show because it's in my brain and I can't stop thinking about it. Got some little Viva la Revolution earrings. So some of you already saw Elon's tweet from last year. This was in January of 24, and I went to his account and personally verified this tweet.
Let me
there
pause.
has just now been a...
Sorry, let me move back and see what it says. It will take an airplane crashing and killing hundreds of people for them to change this crazy policy of the DIE. Of die, instead of DEI. Wow. That was, January 9th, 2024. They have their plan. They don't care. As a matter of fact, what's going on right now, they're robbing the country. But anyway, so let's continue. This is the tweet that she went to his account to search for. All right. Instead of DEI, he put DIE.
Tweet. There has just now been a second plane crash in Philadelphia, 2 within the span of days, when the U.S. typically has one of the highest safety ratings in flight in the world. The Cheeto insanely claims that it's DEI that's responsible for the crashes, not the fact that he just gutted flight safety. but someone mentioned something and I can't get it out of my head. Both the mayor of DC and the mayor of Philadelphia are black women. And they have nothing to do with federal airline safety, but I would bet my right arm that he's about to scapegoat both of them. I would not be surprised at all if him and his administration use this to prove women of color shouldn't be in positions of leadership.
Very interesting. Very interesting. As I'm editing this video, I didn't think about this when I was recording it at the beginning. So what he's doing here, people better be careful. Because the only group that held him accountable for his actions were black women. Look at in Georgia, look at in New York, where else that have held him accountable. When you look in Florida, the judge, did everything that he wanted, despite the fact that he took those documents and put it in his bathroom and Mar-a-Lago and all of that. So that's why he's doing that. Because she makes sense, that person, that Twitter. Because all the people that held him accountable were black women. Oh my God. This guy is crazy. And guess what? Anybody who's on the air or whatever he sees that will create a propaganda, he'll do it. And those people are like pawn to him. PAWN. He doesn't care. Oh my God. She's right. That person is right. Okay, so that's that. There's another one. Getting the hard type of conversation out of the way because I don't plan on making different videos. So I'm stucking all of them here. So there's this here. Remembering the good old days when the US and Canada were friends. I mean, we have to understand. People who have been following me, I've been saying it for a very long time. This is a self-destruction. In order to destroy America, it has to be done within. Within. I go back to some, I don't know which videos I've said them, but I know I've said them several times. I've mentioned Olympus is falling. I've been saying it for like 2 years. And I've used, what's this cartoon animated video? The Incredibles. There's one of the bad guys that they can destroy. The only way to destroy it is with it. It's him who has to destroy himself to penetrate to that huge bowl. Okay? That's what's happening here. Okay? This is what's happening. Trump does not care. All he needed was to stay out of prison. And he asked those people, give him one more chance. And they did. They gave him that one more chance. And now he's giving them the middle finger. Elon have said he will not hire these people. Why do you think is that? Because they know they're stupid. They're literally spitting on their faces, saying BS or nasty, all sort of words. Just take the Madison Square Garden, for instance. Okay? Along with other MAGAs kind of thing. He took them, somewhere in California, bust them in, and then leave them stranded. And that was not the first time. And they still trust this guy. And now the entire country has to suffer. All right, so that's President Biden with Trudeau. Did Trudeau resign? Let me look that up. Okay, so I'm not going to go in the article. Okay, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will resign as leader of the ruling Liberal Party on Monday, but remain Prime Minister until a new leader. Okay, so he will be. All right, so that's him here. I mean, let's just say Putin did his investment very well. And then he had people within the United States who did not want the country to move the way it is. I remember a very long time ago, it probably the beginning of when I started looking more into the Harry and Meghan things. Could have been the most 3-4 years ago. I remember seeing an article. The article said someone who used to work with the royal family travel for business down south. The first thing that popped in my mind, And I was like, business in the South. Not that there's anything wrong with the South or anything like that in terms of business-wise. The first question that popped in my mind was, why will he go in the South? Why not, New York, Florida, which is in the South? Could have been Florida because there's a couple things that going on there. Or even Texas. Could have been Texas because Texas have a diverse range of things for prosperity and things like that. I never been to Texas, okay? So keep that in mind. But I was just thinking different states that probably will be somewhat more for business with the UK. Remember, I was new into all of that. And I was thinking California. I was thinking either Texas, Florida as part of the South. And I think I thought of Chicago, New York. These states, these were the ones that popped up in my mind when I saw the thing. And I was like, and I think it's either Mississippi or what's the state next to Mississippi? Either Tennessee above Mississippi, either Alabama or I don't think it's Georgia. It's not Georgia. It's one of those. Either Mississippi, Alabama, or could it be Louisiana? I don't think so. It's one of those. But anyway, and I was like, why there? And then later on, I learned about, is it Jason Kunoff, who works at that time for them. And I learned he's American, he's from the South. So I brushed it off and I tried to look for that article. I could never find it again. I could never find that article again to verify which state that this person. But I don't think it was Jason Kunoff. But anyway, so something was brewing down there, okay? So the whole point that I was trying to make is that you have Americans who did not like the way the country was moving. And then you have, there's still some ties, the mentality of the UK and the US. So it could easily be the UK who see the progress of how the country is moving, is teaming up, like I've said, the GOP and the Tories are pretty much the same. So it could easily be that. Even though I know some people will say, well, Canada is a Commonwealth of the UK. But guess what? They already have that thing locked up. So there's no reason to do anything. And remember, the country, the US, had President Obama, first black. So they want to make sure that doesn't happen again. So they were helping, in my humble opinion, to prevent progress from happening. And especially when Meghan from America, and they let us know in the UK that they don't like Americans.
This woman existed. All the alarm bells rang at Buckingham Palace, and I could almost hear them saying, pull the shutters down. It's an invasion.
She's mixed race, she's American, she's a divorcee, actress. Those are 4 ticks. No member of the royal family, the senior members, ever thought they would see having to be ticked when it came to Harry's bride.
Do you see any scenario by which Harry and Meghan overshadow Kate and
Oh,
William?
yes, I do. I mean, this is immediately was my first thought. This could be a problem.
So when they see allies who don't like the way the country is moving forward, which is prosperity, diversity, and all of that, guess what? They'll team up to help you destroy the country. It's not theirs. All right? And then you have, what's his name? Putin. He wants to do some stuff. And he can do it because America, is allies with many of the EU countries. So there's all of that. All right? So I didn't want to go too much into politics. So in other words, this is the friendship we could have, but these people prefer enemies. So in a way, I've said it before, maybe the country need to go through that, because even if Kamala Harris had won, just look how the GOP treated President Obama. He only did something the first 2 years of his 2 terms, And then after that, the Republican prevent him from doing anything else. Everything that he sort of did for the country as a whole was pretty much executive order. And now there's Trump doing the reverse of some of the things that President Obama did. Okay, he's doing a lot of executive order, but at the same time, he's destroying the country. It's not for everybody. It's for a few. And now we just learned that Elon Musk just had access to some sensitive information about all Americans. So Social Security will be gone. All those people who work their butt off, and he has access to it. Do you think he's going to help the poor? No, probably to help build Palestine, and then they'll take over Palestine. That would be, I've said this a very long time. This is one of the first area that they took control of. I won't be surprised there will be others. Okay, we'll turn the Middle East similar to how the United States is. You see different states, so all these countries in the Middle East will be a different state of that region. And then Israel will have control of it. So be ready. I'm not surprised by any of this, but it's very sad. This is the way that the country, the MAGAs, decided. I mean, they're the one who's going to suffer the most. But anyway, they're already crying. I'm seeing a lot of videos people are posting that were from TikTok. They're crying already. All right? They made, the GOP made, maybe this video should be on APTS in Sussex. I wasn't planning on doing that, but talking all of this. This is why I'm not scripted. So the GOP made these MAGAs believe socialism is bad. And they believe it, they vote against it. Meanwhile, the majority of those southern states, you have the rich and powerful GOP's control of pretty much all of the business down there. When they send aids, the federal government send aids to the South. I don't know how it works down there. Sometimes the poor don't even get it. They put it in their pockets. So some of the, food stamp and all those social programs that will help them, the GOP made them believe it's a bad thing. Socialism is bad. Meanwhile, they were living under the socialism. They made them believe Obamacare, ACA, I might be interchangeable between those. Obamacare and ACA, the same. Whichever I use at a particular sentence, okay, is the same. So they made them believe Obamacare is bad. And then now when they realize their health care is no longer valid, oh, I don't want Obamacare, I want the ACA. And then the people you're talking to looking at you as if you're a freaking idiot, which it is. They both mean the same. You don't want Obamacare, but you want ACA. So at least, I don't know if that will open their mind. Once Trump is done, I don't know if they're going to vote for another Republican. We're going to have to start from scratch. They're going to take everything. All the things we built upon. They're going to take it all. And then leave us vulnerable. And then after that, okay, I'm talking in terms of my opinion here. And then after that, what's going to happen, some Republican going to pretend they are Democrats. So people could vote for them and then the cycle repeats itself. Or when they vote for those pretend Democrats, okay, implementing the same tactic to get all the true Democrats out of office as well. So we just need to be on the lookout. All right. So we could have it really good, but they decided to go a different way. So they're just showing pictures, the friendship between the two countries. Okay. There's Obama with Trudeau. Yep. We were all friends. There's that. Living so close to the border and interacting with Canadians frequently. This hits hard. All right, yep, you gotta be real a-hole to make Canada mad. Okay, let's keep the faith for a day to come and the future which unites our countries once again. The ugly American label is back. Pretty much, we're not going to have any friends left. What do you think? This is the plan. This is the plan. Trump never cared about America. He never wanted to serve. He gave excuses. His heart was never there, but he took full benefit of the country. It's very sad that these people didn't see that. African American want them. This is the whole plan, to make America look bad globally. And I have to say, I think I started this sentence and I never finished. Putin invests very well. If you put yourself in these people's shoes and their tactic and their objective, you have to understand their mindset. You have to understand their mindset. Okay? He took a blow for a very long time, Putin that is. He then invests in his some infrastructures, his military capabilities. He had some 19 World War type of military thing. He kept that. Meanwhile, the U.S. was improving on its military thing. Many times, officials in the military telling Congress, we don't need this type of weapons. We don't need this. But Congress, the GOP, were saying, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do need that. For what? Look what Israel just did. Okay? And then now, probably some of our equipment will be going to Putin. So when you think about it logically, if you put yourself in Putin's shoes, that's a great investment. He invests in paying those Republicans, in my humble opinion, to improve on the military thing for him, and he keeps on threatening, and he understands that United States will not go to war with him. And then he has his people within the country to prevent that as well. Okay? Because the president cannot unilaterally, declare war on another country. If we follow the rules, okay, you have to ask Congress for permission, and Congress have to vote on it if the country will go to war. So now Trump is not asking for war. He's asking for war in the United States for Putin. Putin is help, in my humble opinion. This is the way that I see it. All right, destroy Social Security, destroy this federal government, destroy this whatever. And you see, a couple Americans have already died. Those airplanes that drop. What do you think? They don't want to meet us at the battlefield. He let COVID in when there was prevention. And now he got rid of the CDC. Who knows how many more people is going to die with unknown disease that's going to come in, because CDC is not there anymore to warn us. So you think Trump wanted to build America? These are all the stupid people. Again, when you look at, for instance, the education system, they want to get rid of books, this and that. These are all Germany type of mindset where he came from. His father came from. This is the mindset he's just carrying here, and the GOP are helping him. But the thing is that the people that they thought they hurting, because they've been so oppressed to so many African American, we learn how to jump hurdles. But there are people that, they made them believe that their skin is the ticket to everything. Now they don't want who's suffering, because now things that African American have already experienced, have jumped over, now they're feeling it. And this is why I say sometimes they have to feel it in order for them to understand it. We try to prevent them. They didn't have to feel that pain that they're about to experience. Hey, they made them believe that a dark skin is bad and white skin is good. So they manipulate them on that. President Obama tried to give them health care. GOP said, no, this is bad. So it's up to them. If they cannot see it, there's no coming back. There's no other way for them to see it. So it will be their own demise. When COVID came, Trump said, don't put your mask. Well-minded people said, put your mask on. Nope, they listened to Trump. I still remember that, was it a trooper? Some form of officer, either a cop or something. I remember seeing him sitting at his either patrol car talking, how he's boasting for Trump. He's not going to wear his mask and that. And then few days later, someone posted that he died. So I don't know how many examples that these people need to see in order for them to understand it. If they don't get it, they will be underground. And then maybe, not that I want anybody to die, maybe that's what the country will need in order for it to move forward. I don't know. Because they're the one who's sucking and pulling progress from advancing. So that's that. What else do I have regarding politics? Okay, let me see. This might be on APTS Sussex. I didn't plan on doing 2 videos, but looks like I'm going to do 2 videos. Okay, so we're going to do this on PYTE. I'm going to stop this video and put it on APTS Sussex. I'm already almost half an hour here. Okay, since I started the video with PYTE, so I'll end it with APTS Sussex. Before I finish this video, one thing came to mind is that when you look around the globe, okay, like I've said, in every group, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, you name it, there's always some very good people within those groups, and there's usually some bad people in those groups. If you look at the true history, the truth history about Africans and some African American, when you look places that they go, it's progress they're thriving for. They're trying to do good things. But because of propaganda, suppressing the truth, which is one of the things that Trump is trying to do right now, trying to get control over every form of communication so he could do his BS and then they don't report on the reality of what he's doing. So what they have done, they create this manufactured information about blacks. Everywhere you go, you're hearing the negative aspect of it. African are bad, this and that. Pretty much they create the thing where your skin become a passport to be discriminated against. This is what these people, many Europeans, have been thriving up on. But when you look at the true core, the fundamental history of Africans, it's positive. They're all over the globe. Nobody's talking about it. They suppress it. But eventually, I'm sure people will be talking about it at some point. But for now, in my lifetime, knowing what we know now, we are experiencing some stuff. And we know a lot of the propaganda that many Europeans have said about blacks have been false. And they're the one who's creating this chaos. What the U.S. is going through right now, we didn't have to go through it. But here we are. So for those who see the light, I hope many of you will spread the truth that not every black person is bad. This is not to say when you see a black person, all of a sudden you let your guard down. I'm not saying any of that because there are some bad people, okay? So you could still reserve your thing, but don't automatically think every black person is bad. So the more we spread the truth, maybe in the future, white people could be looking back and said, oh, we made a mistake. Now we're improving it. Perfect example, Germany. If you look at Germany's past in terms of what they did to the Jewish, white Jewish, okay, because they are black Jewish as well, the white Jewish, exterminate them. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. The thing that they're doing now, they're not shining away from it. They know this is part of their past. They're trying to improve on their barbaric behavior and then teaching people so that does not happen again. And I think they're doing some stuff regarding African Jews as well. They uncover whatever they had in their museum that they kept suppressing and things like that. So go look more into that, okay? Go look more into that. So for white Americans, you could start right now, this present time, to change how your great-grandkids will be looking at you in the future. You cannot take the blame for what the past have done. But if you're participating, like those MAGAs who participate in having Trump elected, this is their history to be dealt with because they should have known better. So here we are. We see some of the devastation that's happening that are being caused by some white American who, oh my God, the thing that I'm seeing is unbelievable. But you personally can change that. Don't continue carrying out those barbaric behavior. When you see a cop does something wrong for an unarmed individual, it doesn't matter if it's black or white, anybody, because if they have done that to African American, don't be surprised, they'll pass it on to the next group. It doesn't matter. If it's wrong, speak up. So some of the things that we are experiencing now is because many of you have turned a blind eye because it was not affecting you at that time. But now they're boiling down because the people who's creating those barbaric behavior, they have no, I don't know, human compassion. Okay? They don't try to learn. Instead, they're trying to suppress, remove books so people don't learn about it. It's just putting bandage after bandage, but the foundation, the core issues remain. So white American better wake up. Many people are not blaming you for what your great-grandfather have done. But if you're repeating it again, so whatever you're doing now, we're going to blame you for it. So right now, a lot of people are blaming MAGAs for the situation we are in because they should have known better. So we could pick up from now, anything that happened from now on. If it's bad for the entire country, if it's bad for certain group, we're blaming you. Because that's not your great-grandfather's fault. You should have learned from your great-grandfather and said, oh, they were doing some inhumane stuff, some barbaric things. I don't want to let my kids see this is what I'm doing. I'm carrying out the same nonsense that my great-grandfather's doing. Okay? When you look at, there's those shows where they're looking at ancestors. PBS usually show that. When they're looking back at what their great-grandfather, their parents from the old days, their ancestors, that's the word, their ancestors have done. When they are part of something that's barbaric, they feel ashamed. But when it's something good, despite the circumstances of the environment that they were faced in, they try to do good. And then where their future, the present, now they're looking at it. Oh, despite all those things that were around him, he still stand for human compassion and, things that's good. So they feel good about it. Despite the barbaric behavior that were happening around them, but they still stay true to themselves. They did the most honorable thing. Despite that, they risked their life to do the right thing. Their future, kids, great-grandkids look back and they say, oh, my great-grandfather stood for this, he was heroic. This hero, he stood there and fought those bad guy. Your future great-grandkids will feel good about it. So you could take that as a perspective. Because when people, Trump great-grandkids look back at what Trump is doing, okay, did all those bad things, you have all these people, those GOPs covering for them, their great-grandkids are not going to appreciate what they're doing now. Okay, you could take that as a perspective. Okay, learn to put yourself in somebody's shoes. Learn to at least be foreseeing what could happen when your great-grandkids looking back at your time. Okay, forget about your great-grandfather because you weren't there. You can't tell your great-grandfather, don't do that. Okay, so it's not your fault. Nobody's blaming you. But right now, as we're moving forward, there's a group that wants to go back to those barbaric behavior. Some of those people in my time wants to go back. They're participating on it. So this is where we're going to blame them for that. Because they are part of it. They should have known better. But do you want to be at that? So we have a lot of things we could compare and contrast with. Which part of these future history that, the moment you speak, it's history, okay? It's done with. The moment you pick up your feet, you move it forward, it's history, okay? So how do you want your future great-grandkids to look at you yourself, and this time? All right, so I just want to add that, because the nonsense that the current GOPs are putting, we don't want our grandkids to see this, or we blaming them for that. Nobody. The people, the ancestors of African American, okay, we're not blaming you for what your great-grandfather did. But if you're continuing the same behavior, then we're going to blame you for it. Okay, those police who should have known better, put their knees on somebody's neck, allow them. I mean, when you think about this, think about it. You know the passage of air from your nose to your lungs. I'm not a doctor, but, the whole passageway, how do they call it? Respiratory system. You know where you could stop it. And that person put his knees on somebody to prevent the air from passing through. Think about this. Who does that? A barbaric human being does that. Do you want to be part of that? So when you see something wrong, speak up. It doesn't matter if it's just African American. It could be a Hispanic. It could be an Asian. It could be another white person. Speak up, because if they do it to one, they have the audacity, the confidence to actually suck the air out of a human being and think it's okay. What makes you think they're not going to do it to somebody else? So you give them the validity to continue it. So eventually that will circle back to you, because you allow him to go free with that. Perfect example of what I'm saying here. There's Trump. In this video, I'm talking about where African American is holding him accountable for some of the things he did in his last administration. But meanwhile, in the, what do you call this? In Florida, Judge Cannon turn a blind eye, and look what he's doing right now. We let him go free without any consequences. So eventually things will be bad. Someone do something bad, they need to be punished for it. But anyway, that crossed my mind. I thought I'd share it with you. Oh my God, 11 minutes just explaining that part. All right, so let's get back to the original recording and close this video. All right, 4,518 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. Estimate revenue, $122.26. Analytics, come on, 775 views in the last 48 hours. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so hop on to PYTE. You will see video 2. I'm going to start with that, okay?